Rassie. It's Stacey Waka from NZR Plus here. It's obviously going to be a massive occasion this weekend, playing at a French crowd, home crowd. Do you think the traffic light system is going to be much more important than ever because it is going to be so loud out there?
Yeah, the traffic light system is basically have 4 different meanings, and you know it changes every game. And sometimes you can say over the microphone, "Listen, a green," and that means something for the physios and for the doctors. And you know, we get live heart rates of the player. We see which players recover, which don't recover. You know, when we want to make substitutions, we sometimes want info back from the physio and the S&C coaches in the technical box on what do they think, which player is not struggling, but is the least effective or not as dynamic and effective anymore. And then when we do substitutions, you know, we need information. So some people think it just means kicks, other people think it's you know, play slower, other people think it's kick the ball wide. But for us, it's really just a way of communication. And like the first game, I was actually sitting on the bench with the bench players, and a very nice match commissioner, I wasn't sure what's his name, came to and said to me, "But you can't sit here." And I said, I don't know, I don't want to cause troubles, but I've sat all the other matches there. And he said to me, "No, it's definitely, they were addendum to the participation agreement." And I said, "No, well, I didn't know that." And he showed me, and he said he also didn't know that. Of course, there we could communicate with the physio and the doctor next to the field and then say, is it the red, is the player all right, is it a bad injury or not? So actually then in the match I had to move up to the coach's box, and that's actually where we started putting on the lights, because I couldn't talk to the medical staff next to the team. So it's really just a form of communication to get messages to the players, but also to find out what the medical and S&C staff are thinking.
Oh, Rassi, James McConey here from Crackers Audience Plus. Look, I just wanted to find out, because people saying South Africa is quite conservative, their style of play, but you've got the most exciting or backline almost. So what do you think, what approach do you think you'll have this weekend?
I think we really care what South African people say about our style. You know, that's really important for us. It wasn't in the beginning. It was impossible for us to, prior to the previous World Cup, to expect us or trying to change the non-mechanical things. You know, to change defense and the breakdown and scrums and walls. It's very mechanical, and you don't have to know each other so well. Your teamwork index of how long you've played together and trained together and been in meetings together. It was just a very short space of time, so we could really go very limited. I remember all the memes and all the things that was there with Fafs kicking and Billy catching up and unders missed back then. But we certainly from then, you know, we listen to our people, because winning is everything. But there's different ways of winning. But I think I've got a feeling as it goes tighter and tighter and further and deeper into this competition, you know, defense, kicking game, scrums, lineouts, mauls, and obviously 1 or 2 brilliant moments will definitely be something that some teams will revert back to. I guess a team like Ireland and New Zealand will always stay that linking, attacking, beautiful style. But I think it will get tighter and more as the pressure builds.
Rassi, before the tournament, back here, sorry, Stevie from Aerosports. Before the tournament, you spoke about wanting to really get the read of the refs right and discipline and cards. You Boks were the only team not to get a card throughout the pool stages. How proud are you of that stat, and what has been, you know, the key behind that sort of mindset, and how you managed to sort of get the discipline right, where the Boks have topped the charts in terms of dominant collisions, but have done it legally so far to the most part and have received no cards so far? How important is it, especially on Sunday playing against the host with a hostile environment, to make sure that this weekend in particular you can't get things wrong?
No, thank you for mentioning that. You know, for us, I think the first word is respect. I think definitely we got it wrong at stages, especially from when we had the year off in 2020 with COVID, and then we went into the Lions, you know, the Lions series, and then the levels of communication was was really tough. And it was really, even when we played our 100th game against New Zealand, we were in a bubble in Australia, and World Rugby's referee manager couldn't be there at the Lions series. He couldn't be there because of COVID. So it was tough to get better and better at communication, and I guess on both sides it led to frustration. But last year, when I had a phone call to Nigel Owens and just said, listen, we really want to get this right. We don't want people not to like us. That's not the reason for us. Maybe sometimes having differences and doing things in a way just to get a response for us, either to do things differently or to understand why and how things work. And I must say, what we learned from that conversation is no matter if we're right, the respect you show to the referee, you will get back from that referee, even if he makes mistakes or you make mistakes. And then we also had to adapt our game a little bit. If you only rely on maul, it's difficult to referee a maul. If you only rely on scrum, it's difficult to rely on the scrum. And I'll be honest with you, there was one tweet that I tweeted that was actually especially after the French game, and I was quite honest and serious about it, is that we had to change our game to make it easier for referees, that it isn't always this crunch thing where they must try and work out who's dominant and who's not dominant, that there's also free-flowing passes and open tries and stuff like that, which was a really honest way what I wanted to say. And then the guys worked hard on level change, wrapping. So yes, I think no cards. I think we're going fourth with discipline in terms of penalty counts. And I think all the players, all the coaches are just talking of, because we had to earn it back. We had to earn the respect back. And I think it's showing at this stage that it works both ways.
Hi, Rassie here. Going back to the match in Marseille, despite the defeat, did you gain confidence from that match in Marseille against France?
Yeah, look, the first thing was it was a fantastic experience. I was there still allowed. The participation agreement wasn't changed, that I could actually sit with the reserves still there. And when we got the red card on Peter Steff's it was actually one of the matches that we've lost that I actually felt almost the most proud afterwards in the change room with how players made plans and actually enjoyed, with all respect towards the French crowd. It's an unbelievable experience. You can't even hear sometimes what they sing or they're whistling or what they're doing, but you can feel it's buzzing and they're enjoying it. And there's pressure on us, and there's pressure on their own players of expectation. The referee is under pressure with it looks like a little bit of a forward pass. The crowd, they make it really exciting. So for us to get that red card, I know they also got one a little bit later, but to be in that game till the last 3-4 minutes definitely helped us to, I hope help us to what we're going to get on Sunday. Have that experience. Got a lot of players that were involved there was involved. So yes, but I must say the biggest thing out of that was probably of my whole rugby and coaching career. I was probably one of the most intense and delightful situation to be in, and I'm pretty sure Sunday is going to be the same.
Hi, Rassie. Hiya. Are you expecting Antoine Dupont to come straight back in? And obviously, given his lack of fitness, can you look to maybe expose or target him in any way?
Yeah, I think a lack of fitness won't be a problem with him. I think I've actually never seen him sweat on the field. I've never actually seen him. He's so emotionless when he plays, and he always looks so in control. I obviously him being the captain, and obviously he's the whole country of France. I think the whole world has respect for him. So I don't think match fitness is something you can run. I broke my jaw 3 times, and you can actually get leaner because you won't eat so lekker. So that's the first thing. And the next thing is you can run, and he's definitely not a guy who's afraid to tackle. He can do his kicking still, his passing still, and I'm sure when he goes into a test match, he will do his tackles, because it's been 3 weeks, the surgeon cleared him. I have no doubt that he will play and will be a big challenge for us to try and contain him.
Hi, Rassie. Hi, Luke from The Guardian. In terms of how well Sean Edwards has got France defending, and also factoring in how motivated France will be for this specific game, do you see it as one of the hardest challenges of your career, of your entire coaching career, to take on?
I think definitely. Wherever Sean coaches, he gets a passion to the team for defence. I've been in World Rugby meetings where we break up in little groups, and he's just a very interesting character when it comes to how he looks at the game. And I mean, he's obviously together with a guy like Andy Farrell, one of the guys that come from a league background and bring that league grunt and physicalness and big collisions into the game. And he's got the boys to back it up, because they're massive men like the South African guys. So no, I think this is probably, I think if we want to do something great, it will never be in ideal circumstances, and I think we're definitely up against it, not just on the defensive side, just the home crowd, the improvement that France has shown in the last 4 years, and what Fabian has done with the team, not just with Sean, with every department. This will definitely be one of the biggest challenges. I'm one of the coaches, I'm the director of rugby, but Jacques is the head coach. But as a coaching team, this will probably be one of the top games that we have to try and manage.
Thank you.
Hello, Rassie. I think a few years ago, Fabien Galtier came to Munster when you were training them with Jacques. What memory you keep of his time with you over there? What was he interested in, and what do you think of the way he changed the way France is playing the last 4 years?
Yeah, I think Fabian is a year younger than me. We definitely played against each other somewhere in our careers, I'm pretty sure. He came to well, I wouldn't say shadow, because we exchanged ideas at Munster, and I think it was about 10 days which he stayed there. He had one of his forwards coaches with us. I found him to be a very, I don't know if my English is correct, but very eccentric person. I remember when we would have a normal day, and video session and a field session, and then lunch, and it was at the campus there at Limerick at the university, and then he would just fall in barefoot there with the students and play touch rugby, and come back and then tell us some very interesting and insightful stuff at the way he looks at the game. And I think he's very philosophical about the game. I think he's definitely where the French were always, they can do brilliant things, but they were up and down, and sometimes very emotional. And I think this is a team who's really steady in their emotions. I think their emotions control their body language. I think they can make plans. And I think after spending exchanging those coaching methods, he sat in all our meetings, from coaches meeting to players meetings for 10 days. I certainly learned a few things from him. I don't know if he learned anything from us, but I think that's what he's definitely brought to this French team, a matureness where it's not high emotions, low emotions, it's the steady, brainy, intelligent team.
Good afternoon, Rassie. Hope all is well. Firstly, I'll make the questions very short. Firstly, are there any injury issues to worry about from the past week leading into training? And then secondly, how difficult will selection be this week if there's a full court? Because there are so many players. I mean, there's Flower, there's Centre, there are a lot of selection conundrums that are a point of big debate in South Africa at the moment.
Yeah, I think conundrum, I don't 100% know what the word means, but I think, it would have been a difficult situation, like if we only sat with 2 nights and we didn't know which, and one was injured. So to answer the first question, no, we have no injuries currently. Everybody's fit. We can pick from Lucanio right through to there's Vincent Koch, everybody that had niggles, even everybody's available. So I think we're very fortunate, and that's why we haven't quite decided the 7-1-6-2 what will be the best. It's tough to announce the team. And then after that, I must say this group of players is definitely the right bunch of players. And I hear, of course, as we say, we all at the end of the day are either going to lift the cup together, not just as 33 players, but as other 22 management. What's that? 55 people. So after we internally tomorrow sort out everything, the players just fall in and they accept that even if we pick the team and we did make a mistake here or there, because there might be better options, and I know South Africans are having lots of opinions, which is great. I don't think there were a lot in 2017 and 2016. They were burning flags and stuff. Now they're picking teams and they are worried about us, and we love that. So we enjoy the position we currently.
I know you said earlier that France don't fluctuate emotionally like they used to. In the quarterfinal in 2019, however, they copped a red card that altered the course of that game. Is there any benefit in taking them to dark spaces on Sunday and see what the outcome possibly there is?
Yeah, I remember that clearly, because Jacob Pijper is obviously from Bloemfontein, where I'm from, and I know there was I think it was the elbow of one of the French players, and I remember Jacob also got a little bit in trouble for a photo after that. But I think the French are not playing a reckless game where they are on the edge of being too physical or high heat. I think what they do well is when they get close to the high heat, they really show that to the referee. I think they do simulate sometimes a little bit, which is clever, and obviously with sometimes when the referee comms go down or the TV doesn't work at that specific time. I think they're very clever at that. They're very good at that. But they're not a team that live on the dangerous edge of, I think they straight up forward. They don't play with tricks, scrums and in mauls. They just physically man up. And that's the kind of teams that we respect and want to play against.